trying to work on this angle here, guys. Give me a second. Alright. It's always so intriguing to kind of give people a taste into my life. Keeps telling me my connection is weak. It's a pretty intense procedure. So right now I'm just kind of in the sacral. I'm going to go ahead and just reverberate a specific hertz. Beautiful. Perfect. My mind is just like just right in the stomach. So this movement is very interesting. You know, it's a continuous convulsion, so I've been trying to really learn to discern the difference between healthy and unhealthy behavior. So kind of today what I'm going to have to look into to see if there's any misfiring or any misfiring or short-circuiting within any of the electromagnetic circuitries. Seems like there's one around the hips. Just go ahead and send a negative discharge pulsation in the hips. And I was going to start filming this from the beginning, because I kind of wanted to give people an idea of, like, look, it doesn't always just start like this. Sometimes you have to get people into this kind of overridden state. But it didn't take much. Why is my connection weak? I'm in my house. Let's go in the heart space. See, her arms simultaneously went down upon that command. Arms are actually directly connected to the heart space energetically. Beautiful. So you can tell definitely that where my intention is going is a completely different type of behavior that she's exhibiting. And then she went back to that short-circuiting type of behavior. Let's really try and focus in the heart here. See, when I focus in another area, and an individual still kind of reacts in the same type of behavior, it's kind of very compelling, very interesting. Then you know, hey, you should probably look down here. I'm still in the heart. Let's go ahead and utilize a lightning bolt technique. And basically discharge it in each of the primary chakras. So it's going to be like clack, 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 clack. Much different type of stimulation. And as I stop, she goes back to this shaking type. This is all very important data that's being collected right here, guys. So let's target all of the tertiary or secondary chakras. So it's going to be all of the joints and basically chakras that kind of go on the left and the right side of the body. Beautiful. Let me see if I can get this to where I can actually use both of my hands here. Alright, so my left hand is in the first chakra. I'm going to put my right hand in the crown. And kind of just send a convergent wave to meet in the heart. Beautiful. So that was like those two waves. That's those two waves meeting and essentially creating another wave. Beautiful. See, physics can be very fun. Alright, let's go strictly in the head. Let's isolate the cranial nerves. Let's begin to re-Christ code them or reformat them to their original blueprint. Beautiful. Let's go to the coccyx. Let's try and access the 8 original fetal cells. Beautiful. Utilizing a negative discharge technique. Let's go ahead and basically begin to erase the traumatic memories from childhood. Beautiful. Alright, so let's target the right leg. And let's see if we can begin to reconstruct the circuitries that are connecting the right leg energetically to the abdomen. So like I've said, I kind of have primarily 2 different kinds of sessions. It's one where we have to figure out how to get people to start reacting, and then there's ones like this where we kind of, like, this is, where we have to kind of figure out how to get this to stop. It's very interesting. We haven't checked out the solar plexus yet. Let's go in there, remove the film, depolarize those particles. Okay, boom. Now there's a universe that's just born in her solar plexus. Let's target the disharmonic resonating particles, begin to collapse them. Right now I'm shooting this very, very fine pointed beam right into the solar plexus. So, what this is also telling me right now is we need to check beneath the feet. That's where a lot of disassociated emotions are kind of stored. And it's like she's ripe, she's overflowing. Like, that's what it's kind of speaking to right now. So let's go ahead and check the 10th chakra. So now we're below the feet. Let's go ahead and try to reconnect her to the core of the planet via the 10th chakra. So I'm going to go ahead and see this happening. So I'm still just sitting in the feet, just really trying to pull the stuff all throughout the body, down, out into the feet, back into the planet to be recycled, as it's just the natural process of groundation. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do now. While I'm simultaneously sending to the Earth Star Chakra beneath the feet, or the 10th chakra, I'm going to target the ankles, the knees, and the hips. So I'm going to have these orbs that are just flying above them. Pew, 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 just shooting these lasers into the knees or all the lower joints of the body. While I'm doing this, I'm going to simultaneously be visualizing. See, I didn't even have to finish my statement, but I'm visualizing pillars of light going through the head and out of each leg, you know, kind of intersecting with these lasers that are going vertically through the tertiary or secondary chakras, or the joints of the lower half of the body. Thank you guys for joining me. It is always a pleasure to reconnect. And this is just a taste of my daily life at this point. It's so awesome to be able to share this. I was thinking the other day, you know, it is so unbelievably selfish, and it's upsetting when people think, how could you share this? What is wrong with you? What do you mean? Keep this from the world so that we can prolong this process? No. Sorry. The world is ready. The world is ripe. And the time is now. It's so beautiful to be here with all of you. Such an amazing time of just remembrance and deep knowing. Alright, let's go ahead and target the muscle cells all throughout the body. So I'm basically going to place her in this chamber. It's going to be like this. She's going to be suspended in the middle, and all of these different plasmidic currents are going to be hitting her all over the body simultaneously. Notice the different type of behavior, different type of stimulation occurring. This is specifically targeting the muscle cells. Now let's transmit 432 Hertz. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that specific wavelength. That's going to be what is going through all of these different plasma discharges. That's the information. That is the instruction. That is the energy. So I'm just watching all of these different plasmatic discharges crash upon the shore of her energetic system, all over. Beautiful, beautiful. So let's go ahead and specifically target the shoulders. Beautiful. Now when I say target, that means that I am transmitting, I am sending not necessarily a particular frequency in this exact moment. I really am just sending source, I'm just sending the divinity of this unified field, that intelligence. So it kind of is like a customized frequency. It just does what it needs to do. You just need to be the conduit, the facilitator, the one that holds the certainty within themselves. let's go ahead and check on her Jehovian seals, which are going to be located on the left side of the body. 3 on the top of the head, 4 on the basically the neck. There's 1 in the abdomen on the left side. There's 1 on the left hip and 1 on the left knee. So let's send some astral spheres to kind of go out there and target those all simultaneously, firing a very fine pointed laser, you know, consisted of basically override codes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love you guys. Thank you for viewing. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can get a stellar wave activation here, which is where we kind of reintroduce very, very high frequency into the body, and it essentially reconnecting our morphogenetic chakras to our primary chakras, which is already happening. As you can see, this type of reaction is occurring. So basically, we're going to be working with the 8th through 15th dimensional frequency bands, or the 8th through 15th chakra. There's going to be some above the head and some below the feet, and we're going to begin to put a sphere that we can insert in between basically that connection port of the primary and the morphogenetic chakras. We're basically going to begin to have it pulsate the instruction to just simply reconnect. It is simply the intention, intending for that. See, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's a much different reaction. So, you know, we're reintroducing these galactic frequencies back into the body. So it's going to be resonating on a very, very, very high wavelength. Yes, it is painless. I mean, well, she's not experiencing any pain, but some people do. It's kind of it's one of those things where people can be like, oh, it was kind of discomforting, but it felt good at the same time. But no, she's not in any pain. Think of it like this. Think of, we are literally making space in the body, and it's like your body is kind of shifting and reintegrating and stretching and expanding with these newfound dimensions that we are co-creating together. Sometimes when I talk, it doesn't even feel like me anymore, guys. It's fucking crazy. She's definitely a specimen, and I was extremely excited to work with this individual because I knew it was going to be very active, you know, extremely sensitive. This exact action looks like a misfire. When the body's almost dancing, it's like this short circuit, like this discharge is happening in the body. Healthy movement should look more like that jolt that just initially happened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a template that I've designed over her in an attempt to really try to reconnect anything that is experiencing this distortion. And also, while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and check the endocrine system. Let's particularly isolate the what are those things called? The ovaries. Let's target the ovaries. Send 2 bolts right into them that are going to basically contain the information to repair them. Because women store a lot of emotion in the ovaries, a lot. It's a very important gland, as well as an energetic structure to check on for sure. Glands are extremely important and extremely, just overlooked by most of the community. You know what I mean? Extremely important aspect of communication on a cellular level. See, like, that jolt is what healthy movement should look like. Healthy stimulation shouldn't be such a continuous convulsion. Even though that's my favorite stuff to work with, I had to learn that, hey, this isn't right. This is not correct. And that's what it's all about. It's all about growing and being able to admit that, hey, I didn't know everything. There's still so much more to learn. And the only way you're gonna learn is by hands-on experience. You could read 1,000 people's work, could have all the knowledge in your head, but if you don't know how to actually utilize it when it comes down to it, then what's the point of it? It's just a waste. Well, I guess I wouldn't say it's a waste, because essentially we of the collective could potentially download that information out of your brain. So I guess keep it up. Actually, great job. So let's go ahead and target the throat, let's target the sacral, and let's target the 10th chakra and also the back of the sacral. So let's target the suppressed emotions in the throat, the general, core emotions in the stomach, and the disassociated emotions at the feet, and the unprocessed emotions in the back of the sacral chakra. So most of the time, guys, I don't even really need to do anything with my hands. It's more so just seeing it happen with my mind at this point. It's like using a symbol. You don't need the symbol, but it's kind of a stepping stone. The hands are kind of the same way. Kind of, also provides a little bit more tangibility to empower your projection. And also, my phone is dying. Got a solid 20 minutes or so, though, so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and target the spine. Beautiful. Let's optimize the, essentially the resonance that the spine can hold. I can't think of the proper word right now. The oscillation properties. Ah, there we are. So let's upgrade the oscillation property. The skeletal travels through the bone marrow and throughout all of the crystalline matrices of the bones, and kind of just vibrate it, just right inside the body and the bones. It was funny, today I was walking into the park with my kid, and I swear I found a piece of vertebra on the side of the street, and I was examining it, and it was so fascinating to look at a piece of bone and how much of a stone it really looks like, or how much of a crystal that it really resembles. It's truly remarkable. The bones are the biggest energetic transducers in the body, the biggest crystalline structures in the body. Crystalline structures record information. So while we're on that topic, why don't we go ahead and target any, disharmonic patterns that are within the crystalline matrix of the bones. So I'm going to send this negative electrical discharge. It's going to basically blow through all those. I'm watching it travel through the legs and up the hips and out the arms, and creating their own new healthy pathways so that photons can pass easily, so that the cells can communicate easier. It's literally like optimizing a computer. We are upgrading the connectivity and productivity and your system. Beautiful. So it's like once I have my code set, that's what's working on the whole time. Even if I get up or move my hand or move around or talk to you guys, my intention is set. And that's all that matters. And it's really not as complicated as we make it. It's only through the lack of certainty in ourselves and our own abilities. Right now I'm using that lightning bolt, thunderbolt technique where I'm just watching it just crash, 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 just all in the body and watching it just like pss, 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 just travel throughout the body like neurons firing in the brain. It's so fun to watch, really. Probably gonna give this like like another 5 minutes or so and then really start getting back in there. Let's go ahead and uncoil the Maharic current, which is going to be the fourth primary triadic Kundalini circuit. So I'm going to watch it come from the feet and spiral around the spine and go and literally plug into the brain stem and watch it seal. Beautiful, right there, beautiful. So now I can see it just pulsating 12th dimensional frequency all throughout the entire body, all on its own. This is your natural, this is your own circuitries, this is your own ability. I'm just the facilitator. I'm just the one that can kind of move things around a little bit for you. This doesn't happen to everybody. Her system happens to be extremely exquisite, and it's like working. This is alien technology, people. This is not a human system, and this is what I was built to work with. I love you guys. So let's go ahead and insert some astral spheres in all the primary chakras and begin to pulsate them at 432 hertz and 528 hertz and really start to begin some DNA assimilation and reactivation going on in there, especially with that fourth primary triadic current. What's going to be really cool is in the future, we can just be like, okay, what do you guys want me to work with? And we can just have fun and target stuff. But I didn't discuss that with this individual, so I don't want to violate anything like that. But the opportunities are essentially endless. So many fun things we can do with this. So let's go ahead and target the ions and begin to re-Christ code them, reformat them to their original divine blueprint so they can, carry as much as a charge as possible. And also simultaneously, let's upgrade the photon sensor so that she can be deciphering more of what she's feeling and sensing and experiencing. Let's increase the light quotient, just how much energy she can store at any given time. And let's optimize her ability to ethically infuse this energy, or be able to utilize it, use it. Beautiful, such a different type of reaction. So let's go ahead and generally target all of the cells in the body, and let's go ahead and put her back in that plasmidic chamber, and let's just sit back and just watch all of these different plasma charges just striking the body wherever they are so divinely aligned to do so. Right now, what I'm literally doing is I'm just watching my higher identities kind of work with her. And one of them, who is a mantis being, has his freaking claw over her heart and is kind of just pulling out all of this gunk. Um, Very interesting. And there's some at, at the 10th chakra as well that are just pulling that energy down there. As soon as I say that, her feet jerk. It's so funny. So right now they're like putting this machine over her. It is essentially like a vacuum, and it's just sucking out all of these particles from her abdomen. And there's another piece in the back of this device that essentially spins this substance, this gunk, at a really, 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 really accelerated rate. And this ultimately breaks up all those molecules or subatomic particles or this gunk, whatever it is, and essentially kind of restores it to its original nature, and it's going to be reinserted back into the body. They're about to do that here in a moment. Right there. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and circuit a current that's going to go through both of her legs, all the way throughout her body and her arms, basically going to be circuiting her entire system. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this so I can try to prod a little bit more and kind of get, just figure out what's going on a deeper sense on a personal level, then just ground her out. But as always, it has been an immense pleasure to be able to share with you guys such an intimate aspect of my life. I'm truly honored to, be able to facilitate this process and share my experience with the world and bring us one step closer to oneness, and knowing that, the power is within you. It's like the truest thing ever. So as always, it's been my pleasure, and I look forward to the next one. As always, peace and blessings.